You're watching Afternoon Live from BBC News. Now, pangolins are protected by international wildlife laws, but they remain the most trafficked group of mammals in the world. Conservationists from Chester Zoo are conducting the first ever study of the giant pangolin subspecies. Rare footage has now been captured, as Helen Briggs reports.
A rare glimpse of the secret life of the mysterious giant pangolin. Baby clings to mum on a ride through the forest, and a grown-up tries to climb a tree. When scientists from Chester Zoo studied pangolins in the forests of Uganda, they were amazed to see what happens after dark. And they say the race is on to protect the most trafficked animal on Earth. Illegally hunted for their meat and scales, smuggling's on the rise. There have been tons of pangolin scales intercepted recently, including this haul confiscated in Uganda. And wildlife experts say we may have lost 1 million pangolins from the wild in the past 10 years alone.
Pangolins are solitary, nocturnal, quite elusive, often found in dense forests, and historically we haven't known a huge amount about them. However, what we do know is that they are being traded really heavily, that all 8 species are vulnerable and threatened with extinction if we don't take action soon, and that we could lose them.
For the giant pangolin of Uganda, this is one place they can't be poached. Protecting rhinos around the clock is keeping these mysterious scaly mammals safe too. And it's opening up a completely new window into their behaviour in the wild. Helen Briggs, BBC News.
Well, Scott Wilson is head of field programmes at Chester Zoo, which has been working to help monitor pangolin numbers in Uganda. Good afternoon to you. How worried are you by what does seem to be a striking thing here, that this is the most, well, endangered mammal in many ways because of this huge demand from China?
Extremely worried. I mean, the number of seizures that are occurring and the amount of scales that are within those is quite staggering, actually. It was 2018, there was about 20 tonnes seized. This year already, it's
20 tonnes of pangolins?
Of pangolins, scales and body parts, which is a lot of animals,
My word. What is the truth behind what the belief is that these scales and some of the meat does have value?
Certainly for the scales, it's keratin, so it's the same as your fingernails, your hair, and there is no evidence at all that it has any medicinal value.
So how bleak is the outlook at the moment for this mammal?
Looking at the amount of seizures that are happening at the moment, which are going up and up and up, the volumes of animals that must be involved in that, it must be having a massive impact. And the risk is we don't really know how many animals are out there because they're so elusive and shy. We don't really have that information.
And that, well, you were working in Uganda. I think finding pangolins almost happened by mistake, didn't it? You were looking at the plight of other animals.
Well, this is it, yes. We caught giant pangolin in Nigeria and Gabon when we've been looking for other species, and now in Uganda we found them when they were looking for a carpy. So it's kind of the studies come out of those findings. How
do you stop the demand? Because frankly, while that's still there, you've got a problem, haven't you?
It's hugely challenging. I mean, it is a massively culturally entrenched belief. It's a massive population involved with it. So it's going to take very significant behaviour change campaigns. And also it'll take some legal measures as well. We need better enforcement, better laws to protect these species.
There aren't many mammals in the world at the moment where if you asked to draw one, you wouldn't have a clue until you've seen this report.
They're quite unique in the way they look, yes. I think that's the sad thing as well. Most people don't even know what a pangolin is or what it looks like, and yet we could be losing them within a generation.
Within a generation?
It's possible. Like I say, we lack a lot of the information, but the amount of animals that are disappearing, it's got to be just a matter of time.
It's difficult to put into words how you feel when you hear something like that, when you know that this is down to, well, human beings, but this misconception that human beings have.
Yeah, it is devastating, and you see these videos of seizures with bags and bags of scales and know that that mounts up to hundreds and thousands of animals that are already very rare is quite shocking. Yeah.
Scott, it's really good to talk to you. Scott Wilson, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks.